Oh, this is the podcast studios brought to you by Machine Inc. Welcome, everybody.
Hello, hello.
What's up?
Not too much. How you doing?
Good, good. How about yourself? Alhamdulillah. Everything is good.
That's what that means?
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah?
Alhamdulillah.
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 That's what I said.
Yeah.
Did you think you'd be doing this today?
Not at all.
Me neither. What makes it better?
I never thought I'd be doing this in my life.
Me neither.
I'm not one to sit in front of a mic and talk. I'll listen.
You'll listen?
Yeah.
Hey, it's different. You want half? Here. Some of this.
Better be.
I just washed them before trade.
Good.
So, what was it like moving back to Pakistan?
Life changing. Reality check.
Reality check?
Yeah.
Why?
Made me realize how unfortunate people really are around the world and how grateful we should be for everything that we have. From like the simple things to like light, electricity, water.
Was not over there?
No. Electricity goes out like multiple times a day.
No matter where you're at?
No matter where you're at. That's
How
just-
rich you are?
Yeah, if you're rich, you got generators, UPS backups, but it still goes off. Some towns that are like super rich, like they might not go off. But
Yeah.
like anywhere else, like you kind of get used to it. Then you know, like, all right, today the light's gonna be like, you know, the whole week, like, all right, from like 8 to 9, light's gonna be out. You know.
You got a plan for that?
Yeah, you got a plan for that.
Get used to it?
You get used to it.
Did you know any of that beforehand?
Mm-mm.
Has anybody tried to prime you?
No, I kind of knew it out there growing up. We went there, right? So I kind of knew like the light will just go out, electricity will just go out. But like living there, like bad, bro. 100 degrees at night, fan turns off. You got mosquitoes, flies all over you. Most annoying thing in the world.
What about water? What do you mean? You have no water? Well
Yeah.
water?
No, just regular water. You got to pump it like into your house every day through like a pump.
Manually?
No, it's like a.
It's a pump.
But then if there's no electricity,
Got no water.
you got no water. And then like you fill up. Everyone has water tanks inside their house, like built into the ground,
Yeah.
built in upstairs.
I'll store it
Store it.
just in case the electricity goes out.
No, just that's how life is over there. You have to pump it and store it like daily.
This part of it.
It's part of it. Like you got to watch how much water you use to like take a bath. You don't want to use all of it.
You got to be conscious.
You got to be conscious.
You can't just sit under that hot
No,
water.
No.
Just let
You're
it.
lucky if you have hot water. You got to have a hot water heater for that.
How far outside a major city were you?
I was in the major city. I was in Karachi, the port city.
A port city?
It was right
Oh,
off
that's
like
all.
the Arabian Sea.
That's where everything comes in and goes?
It's like the major city, yeah. The capital is Islamabad, which is up north, but that's like the main city.
How old were you when you went out there? I don't even remember.
20. 38 now. I lived there from 06 to 2010, pretty much 4 years. And then I came back to Chicago. But like I'm saying, it was good, man. It was
It was good to see the difference.
good to see the difference.
Were you glad to be back in America?
Yeah. Kind of just like, man, I just kind of got tired of it over there. Hard.
Did you-
It's hard doing stuff. It's hard making money. It's a
What'd you do
third
to
world
make
country,
money?
bro. Everything is kind of backwards and like,
How'd you make money? Or did
man,
you work?
At first when I got there, I wasn't trying to go to school because I was just like, I only finished 2 years here. Got
Yeah.
my associates, but then I should have went to school, finished up a bachelor's. I never did that, but I was just in the mindset that like, yo, the whole world and everyone in Pakistan is trying to come to America to go to school. I'm not trying to go there and go to school.
Get a
And
degree
then,
out there.
yeah, like, but I should have. Now that I think about it, I should have. I just hated on it, but like, there's some good university. There's a lot of smart people that get their degrees there and come here and actually do something with their life. So,
Yeah.
but and then the other than I was like, I'm not working a job here. Like, I was the same mindset. Like everyone's trying to go there. Like I'm not trying to work here.
Yeah.
But then I did a little bit, man. I did a little bit of I did a side hustle. Like my dad got into properties over there. But again, just man, it's a dog eat dog world. Everyone's trying to get off on you over there. Like, it's like, man, money makes the world go around and everyone's just trying to get some. And you just got to be very, very careful. So like, I didn't really get in like the real estate thing out there either. Then one of my cousins had a cell phone shop. And this is when smartphones were just coming about. Like when I got there, like no one had a smartphone. But like they started coming up and then China released these smartphones finally. Apple was the only touch phone back then.
Okay.
And then China released these Chinese touch phones, which were like a fraction of the price. So like everyone was able to afford. They were garbage, like
Right.
they would break and this, that, the other, but like they were still
The
they were
phone.
nice. It was nice to have one.
You couldn't get the iPhone. We had something.
Yeah, like
So you were there? You
Yeah,
were selling
so
those?
my cousin just got into that, so I started doing that with him. We would go to like the downtown Southern area. We'd grab them wholesale, people who were shipping them in. So we just grab whichever one, we test them out, whichever models we thought we were hot. We'd grab them, we'd bring them back to his shop, and we would
Yeah.
just display them and retail them.
Okay.
So I did that for a few months, just to like, man, get out of the house, something to do.
4
It wasn't
years.
even really about the money. Made money.
Why were you there in the first place? Why'd you guys move
Man, my
back?
parents were done living here. My mom really wanted to move back.
Yeah.
I'm the youngest, right? So like once I graduated kind of high school and like then my mom was sick too, and I think the main thing was she just kind of wanted to like get buried over there, bro. She kind of knew that like her time was coming. She was diagnosed with breast cancer. She had surgery here, but then it came like right back after the surgery.
Before that,
Before that.
then you guys went there.
Yeah, she had surgery here at Elmhurst and then like 2 months later after getting checked, it was back.
So she said, "I gotta go." Over.
Yeah, she was just kind of like, man, I'm done. Like, let's get out of here. And like, man, truth, kind of glad. Like, I left in 06 and the recession hit. No wait, bro, we would have been done. Like,
Yeah. You would have tried to sell your house then.
We just moved into our new house.
Yeah.
We were down the street and like just had a new mortgage and all that, and like
Yeah.
got out of that before it tanked.
Yeah, you're lucky.
And then we would have been screwed.
Right, you would have been stuck.
Yeah, would have
Couldn't
been
do
stuck.
anything.
Yeah, would have just ended up giving that away.
Pretty much.
So
Well, that was 4 years.
that was 4 years.
So
So I did that for a little bit, the cell phone thing.
yeah.
And then I got a job. Then I stopped doing that. Then market got saturated. Everyone had them. Hard to make money on them. They were breaking.
The phones.
Yeah.
There's this thing called the law of deviation, innovation of deviation. I don't know. This guy Simon Sinek talks about it. Like everything in the market has that.
Yeah.
Hit the
I kind
saturation.
of got I was there at the ceiling and then like it was going down and I kind of was just like, man, I'm done. I got taken advantage of too by a couple of people, but it was all good. That's just how the world works, right?
How'd you get taken?
Nothing. I fronted them phones and they just never paid me.
Oh well.
Yeah,
you want
let
to
me
trust
just-
in people.
I was just like, here, let's move these for me, and then just pay me. Like I trust you.
Yeah.
Never paid me, but the phones were gone. What do you mean?
So was he?
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Did he ever come back? You
No,
see
I
him?
didn't. Man, I tried chasing him for a little bit, then I got tired. I didn't even have time to do all that, bro.
Yeah. But you were after that. Where'd you get a job at?
At RHDC International, it was a U.S.
Oh,
It
that's
was a U.S. based company. Their head office
Okay.
was in Houston. They had a small office here in Bentonville and Chicago, and they worked in logistics. They legalized documents and letter of credits for big freight companies and shippers.
so they like verify funds.
Yeah, that's the side I got into. But over there, I was just doing marketing for them because I have this voice, right? And I was working odd hours and I was calling people here in the States. I had a voice over phone with a Houston number.
Okay.
And I had a list of clients that they had, and
You were doing marketing sales.
yeah,
What
I was
was
just
what
I
was
was
this?
just kind of calling these shippers and these logistic companies and just like selling their service,
Okay.
trying to get them to have us legalize their documents or at consulates, have us do
Okay.
their letter of credits.
I got you.
But I was working odd hours because they're ahead over there, right? So I
Yeah.
would go to the office at like 3, 4 p.m. and
Until
leave there at like 12, 1 o'clock. And like basically when it was 7 p.m. over there, it was like 9 a.m. over here. So that's when I would just start calling and just tell them like, yeah, I'm sitting in Houston, you know?
that puts you on a different time,
Yeah,
right, than
yeah,
everyone else around
yeah,
you.
yeah.
You
Man,
like?
but,
Is that good? You think?
yeah, I didn't mind it. It's that city's kind of like that. It's not an early riser, bro. Is it people kind of everyone
They-
wakes up at like 11, 12 noon. It's like a city that wakes up at night.
Is it to accommodate America's time zone?
No, that's just how it works over there. The main thing I think is like the weather. Yo, it's like 110 degrees
Oh
at
yeah.
like noon. You
Oh,
know, it's like,
that's
and it's kind of like a backwards thing. I don't know. It's not good, but we should be waking up early and getting everything done. But everyone
yeah.
wakes up late there and kind of stays up all night.
That sun will take it out of you.
Yeah.
You're out in the sun all day,
Yeah.
or even just moving
Yo, there's no
around.
AC, and like you're lucky if you have AC over there.
Dig a hole and chill in there. Or,
Find a tree and sit under there. But
so you did. That's how you got back here, then.
and then
Right?
I worked over there. They had an office over here, pretty much just transferred to the Chicago office here, and then there was no marketing being done here. Just got into the letter of credit side here, into the LCs.
So
Process
you
that.
don't front people. It's like that guy.
Yeah, and
Took
then
your phones.
yeah, right.
You learn.
No,
Now
we
you
weren't
know.
getting off on people. We were being legit, and there was still an office back there. In these, I was getting I was still kind of like I was the face here,
Yeah.
and like still talking to companies and getting the business in.
Yeah.
But I wasn't processing the data entry and the busy work. I would just get it in and I would email it over to the back office over there, and these guys would just do all the work. And next morning when I would come in, it would already be done.
So you were just basically sales.
Yeah, I was pretty much yeah.
That seems you like sales.
Yeah,
You were by the hour though. You weren't making commission.
yeah. No, I was a little bit. They got me
Both?
on commission here. Yeah, they had to, man, or else I would have just walked away. But it wasn't anything too.
Something.
Yeah,
It's an
something
incentive.
Yeah, something to get by. It was good. It wasn't bad.
Made shirts for him.
Yeah,
You got me. I printed sweatshirts.
for them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah. When you first came.
For
And
sure.
They asked me for another like batch, and I sent them like the same quote. They were like really salty about it. I'm like, I don't understand.
It might have. It might. Yeah, I might have just. Truth, I don't even know. That was just
Yeah. I remember that.
for sure.
You were working there for a minute.
Yeah, I was. I worked there for a few years.
Did you get married out there?
No, this was all before this. I worked there till 16.
When you came back, did you come back with everyone in your family? Your mom,
No.
your dad, or
No, my mom and dad were still there.
came back alone?
With my sister.
Oh yeah, that's
She was married out there. She got married out there, and me and her came here, and then my brother was already out here.
yeah. He
No.
ever go back?
He did for a year, but then
Okay,
he came back quick. He didn't go with us. He came after us, but then he came back.
right away.
Yeah.
Hung out with your family.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. It was good. I got a
Alright.
lot of family out there, but again, that was just for a little bit. We lived a little further out. We didn't live main in the city. We kind of lived in the outskirts, a little more quieter town. So,
What is it like compared to here, like a suburb of Chicago?
man, it's different, bro. It's
Why is it different? Guns?
no, yeah, that's like norm. Every guard is sitting at every corner with like a fake shotgun, but like, yeah, no, you got to be careful over there. There's a lot of robberies and things like that, and police doesn't really do anything. They're trying to rob you too, like so.
Everyone's on the same
Yeah,
page.
everyone's kind of on the same chip.
Well,
bro.
you said it's a third world country. So, how did you get the marriage set up? Was it set up?
It was yeah, sure. I guess you can call it an arranged marriage, but not. It was arranged in the sense that like me and her met before, and like both kind of said yes, and
Yeah.
but so I moved back in 2010, 2011. I worked at RHDC for like 4 or 5 years, I would say.
Yeah.
Then I ended up opening a dealership partner in 2017. Sorry,
You guys had a lot of nice cars.
2016. At the end of 2016, I kind of decided when I was 29 that like, all right, it's kind of time to like consider marriage.
At
So
29, that's
at
'cause I
29,
were you guys married when you started to open that dealership?
yeah. So
when
I was
met
20.
your wife.
So I was 29, and then basically I went back after moving back since 2010. I never went back. I went back at the end of 2016, November.
Yeah.
And then my wife now I went and saw her. She was like the only girl that was kind of like lined up. Her sister and my sister had a mutual friend. They
Yeah.
sent a picture. My sister sent a picture, and
Tinder way back
yeah.
to the
And then
tree.
basically so then I went back and with my mom and my dad and my sister, and we ended up going to her house, and we sat down, met the family, saw her, talked to her for a couple of minutes. And then like we went home, and then like the next morning my parents were like, all right, like, you getting married or what? And I was just like, really? Like, you want like a decision now? And they were kind of like, yeah. I was like, I think I need to think about this, or like, can I see a couple more girls? But I think that was just like the wrong decision. Then I went and saw a couple more girls, I think, while I was there, because I went out there for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks,
Okay.
and like not trying to hate on those girls or anyone, right? But that was just like, man, kind of a waste of time.
Yeah.
Where I was just kind of like, and at that point I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I'm not trying to go like and just
Yeah.
look at 100 girls and then like make a decision, kind of. But before I was coming back, my parents were kind of like, you need to make a decision. Either it's yes or no. Like, you can't just leave them hanging either, right?
Yeah.
You can't. They need a decision on their end for their daughter too.
Is it
So
always that way? Typically, the
Ye-
parents like kind of.
yeah, the parents are like, man, that's yeah. You let the parents, it's like be the front, right?
What going back to Pakistan? What's the craziest shit that happened in
There's some
Pakistan?
wild stuff out there, man. Wild.
You ever get robbed?
I got robbed once. I was pretty good about it, but no, I got robbed once. That was my fault too. Truth.
It
You
was
just got to
your
be
fault?
careful. Yeah, I was sitting in my car on the main road. I should have been sitting on the frontage road.
Well, what do you mean?
Nothing. I was sitting on the main road,
Yeah.
and I honked my to get a juice,
Okay.
to get a shake, smoothie. But I
Yeah.
should have been sitting on the frontage road,
Okay.
because on the main road I was sitting and there was cars flying by,
Yeah.
and the guys on the motorcycle just pulled up.
Yeah.
And if I was on the frontage, it wouldn't have been
They
as
wouldn't have
easy.
been able to get out as quick. They
Yeah,
would have been
yeah,
boxed in.
yeah. They just pulled up, parked right in front of me. I was in my car. My little cousin was next to me. We both had cell phones. These Chinese. I had a real phone. I had a Sony Ericsson. He had the knockoff LG, and nothing. They just came up to my window. The window was down.
Yeah.
I had already honked at the like. That's the other thing. Like out there, it's like, man, you get spoiled out there. Like, you don't even have to get out of your car. You know, like I'm saying, I just pulled up to the juice shop, just honked. The guy runs over. You know, can I help you? Can I help you? What do you need? And you tell him I gave him the order. He went. He was making the juices or whatever, and I was just sitting in my car. And these guys just pulled up, and they were like, "Give me your phones." It's like, I didn't even realize it at first. I was getting robbed. I was like, "Oh man."
This guy you need to make a call.
Yeah, and I was just like, "Oh god."
Is it like an actual juice shop or just somebody's house, or does
No, it was
just
an actual like
depends?
juice shop.
So they'll come out to the street.
Yeah, man, over there, everyone's kind of lazy, and like, you have some money, right? You're kind of just like, I'm better than you, so like,
They'll come to
yeah,
you.
anything,
Cigarettes,
anything,
everything,
everything.
just right to the door.
Yeah,
Think that was the riskiest thing that happened to you out there?
yeah. No, I was pretty careful about. Aside from that, I was usually pretty careful.
Yeah.
I kind of like,
No.
and my dad had already warned me. He knew I would do that. He knew I would go to this juice shop and I would just sit on the outside.
He warned you about it,
he told
and then
me
you got robbed.
Yeah, he was just kind of like, he was, I told you so. Like, when I went home, it was kind of like, I told you so.
Yeah.
But he knew that I would do that, and he always told me like to stop doing that. Either get out of the car and go sit in the chairs in front of there, or go into the frontage road and park there, because the roads are all messed up over there. You can't really like get away. It's you're a little bit safer when you do that. As to like I'm saying, they pulled up, parked right in front of me. There's cars flying by. took the phones, told me to give him. He told me to give me. He told me to give him my keys. He grabbed my keys. He tossed my keys up a little bit
Oh,
so I wouldn't chase him. And then he just got on. They got on the bikes and they were gone.
guns?
Yeah,
They show them to you?
yeah.
I'm surprised they're like nice. Why wouldn't they just steal your keys?
Let's steal a
Fuck
car,
you.
right?
Yeah.
They probably didn't even know how to drive it, bro. I swear.
Needed a little money.
Yeah,
That's it. They're
yeah,
poor, probably.
yeah,
It's more like poor people.
yeah,
It's not like gangs robbing people.
yeah. Who knows? These
Yeah.
days it probably is, man. These new smartphones are not cheap, bro.
I've seen videos
These are worth money.
where the people, they hang it out the window like tight. They watch. And when someone goes to grab it, they tase them or they'll hold their
Yeah.
hand and they'll roll it up in the window.
Yeah, it's pretty wild out there.
It's
But like if you're a robber and you get caught, you're done. They just everyone like if I catch you and I start beating you, people from around see it, they'll
Yeah.
just come and join me, just to start coming beating you. People will stop in the middle of the street just
What
to
if you-
come beat you.
kill a person or not?
Yeah, they they try not to, but yeah, they will, depending on what it is that they do.
What happened, right?
Yeah,
What
if you
they tried
killed
to do.
someone and they caught you, then you better pray you don't get killed.
Cops ain't doing shit out there.
They will eventually.
It's just,
If like it takes them a little time to get there,
yeah.
they're usually sleeping or robbing someone else or doing something like that themselves, right?
Funny. Yeah. That's how it is in a lot of
Yeah.
little countries. They all want money. A
Yeah.
little money, right?
Money makes the world go round.
So what? So then,
So then I
Yeah,
went.
right.
So then basically I got my wife's number was Samina, and I kept in touch with her on WhatsApp. We were talking back and forth for a couple of weeks after I came back in November. After in December, sorry.
Yeah.
And then, then my mom suddenly passed away in January
while you were here,
while I was here. And then basically at that point, like I wasn't gonna go back to catch the funeral because man, it takes 24 hours, and in our religion, we want to be buried as soon as possible.
okay.
So, but then there is like a thing after 40 days. So
Did you know? Was it like a sure thing? Or
No,
you didn't know?
she
It was
no.
Like,
it was just kind of like she had a heart attack. So
oh, really?
yeah,
It wasn't even. Barely?
no, not necessarily. But
I give my condolences. I
no, I
love you.
appreciate that. You came.
and your
You came.
family.
We had a thing over here. You showed up at
Yeah.
the mosque. You were there.
That was
We had a
nice.
prayer for her. So, and then basically, then I was gonna go back after 20, 30 days to Pakistan, and within that time period, I kept in touch with Samina, and pretty much we decided that like let's kind of do this.
Yeah.
Like my mom was all about it. Like my mom was when my mom went and saw her with me, she was kind of like, "Yo, this is a girl you should marry."
You know.
Yeah, she knew. So I was kind of like, all right, if I'm gonna go back anyways to another time
Yeah.
to Pakistan for my mom's like
Yeah.
for the condolences and like
Ceremony.
yeah, so I might as well like get married to her, not engaged. I'm gonna get married to her on paper
Yeah.
because like I want if to get her here, I have to come back. I have to because I wouldn't be able to bring her back anyways, even if I fully married her. But I pretty much we did get married on paper.
Okay.
We had a small ceremony at her house.
Their family.
Yeah, her family, my family, very small.
Is it just an agreement? Not like.
No, it's like it's a marriage certificate, bro.
Or like your parents? Is it like there's a certain agreement between your families, or they just kind of like facilitate it as like
No, they just facilitate it.
kind of?
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah, they just
tradition, kind
yeah,
of.
they just
Then it's-
facilitate it.
Not like there's no one's getting a chicken.
No,
Not like that.
no, no.
There's no goods. It's just kind of a traditional
Yeah.
thing. That's
just-
nice. Right? I
Yeah.
think it is. I mean, especially in today's day and age, you look at marriages, divorce rates,
Yeah, no,
and
for
all
sure.
those things. Like, I think having some faith, good faith,
Definitely helps.
relying on intuition, your parents.
Yeah, man, your parents are gonna make the best decision for you. Like, well, whose parents wouldn't make a good decision for them? Like,
Right.
they're not your parents if they're not.
Right. And they have a lot more foresight.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool. That's
So,
That's
but my
neat.
mom was the one pretty much like that's known to this day. That like that was the last thing she pretty much did before she passed away. It's kind of like she was
And-
telling me to do like get married on paper before I like when while I was there after we went and saw her.
the first time.
Yeah, the first time. to like get the process started, you know.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I can't. Like, this is a lot, Mom. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, it's a lot to
Take in.
say
So-
yes to
But
just
like, man, over that 3-4 week period after her passing and me having to go back and just like, I was just like, yeah, no, I think it's time to do that. It was the best decision of my life. So,
yeah. Well,
so
then
then
you
I
were,
went back, did that, and then I came back here.
it was just for that. You didn't stay there long, right? How long were you
No,
there?
I was there for a couple weeks again. Same thing. I had the job here, right? I had just left. I had just gotten back from vacation.
So she
But
moved
they
back in
understood.
with you right away?
No,
Did you have, no?
I didn't bring her. She was there
For how long?
for a year.
For a year. So you
Yeah.
guys were married for a year,
Yeah.
and then
February 2017 is when we got married, and then I went back in February 2018 and got the whole ceremony and the traditions and the real 4-day marriage like we have, the
okay.
celebration and all that.
Yeah, I wish I could have came.
Yeah, no, you should have, man. It was a hell of a time. And then after that, she got her papers from the consulate to come have the interview at the U.S. consulate in Islamabad.
Yeah.
So I was with her. We went up north. We went to Islamabad. We did that. We actually
Yeah.
went up north to like Muzaffarabad and Kashmir for a few days as well. Kind of like our
Nicer.
honeymoon. Super nice. Like heaven on earth up there. And then
Everyone takes care of you.
yeah, just aside from that, like man, the natural beauty up there is just super, super dope.
You wear pants?
Huh?
You wear pants?
Yeah, of course. What else am I wear?
I don't know. Don't you have like,
Yeah, Shalarkum, he's like, you can wear that too. But
that's
yeah,
kind
no,
of
I
nice.
feel you. Yeah, no, I wear.
I'm all about heritage, and I think it's great if you could get rid of the norm and go back to something.
Yeah, no, I
you
agree.
know, why not
Yeah,
indulge in that?
yeah,
Understand that. I mean, that's your ancestry.
yeah,
and all
no,
that.
for sure.
That's kind of a beautiful thing.
But then pretty much just had the interview, and then I brought her back with me. Then she came back with me here.
How long before you guys had first child? A lot of years? 4 years?
4 years. Yeah.
So you got Midwest Car
17.
Connect.
She came here in 18, and my daughter was born in 3 years, I think, 2020.
Okay. Well, then around 29,
And I started the dealership right after that, at the end of 17.
right after you had your first child?
Yeah.
Or
No,
right-
no, right before that.
Just before
Right
that?
after I was already actually, man, I might be getting the dates a little mixed up, but I started the dealership after I got married to her on paper.
Yeah.
The dealership started, and then I went and got married to her for real and brought her here. I was already involved with
Okay.
the dealership.
So you kind of had a nice little thing
Yeah,
going,
yeah.
bring her to.
But like, man, I was kind of like still like starting from the bottom, right? The dealership was just
For sure.
at the bottom, like
Yeah.
so.
I just remember like all these Fast and the Furious type cars.
That was right after that.
Unmodified though,
Yeah,
but like in really good condition.
yeah.
Right? You had like a lot of like older cars with
Yeah.
really low miles.
Man, that was like,
Initially.
yeah, that was our bread and butter. It was kind of cool because like we were grabbing a lot of cars that like we grew up with that we never really were able to grab.
Yeah.
But like now we kind of had like the ability to get them, and like it was to sell, but still, it was still cool getting them, driving them, selling them,
Yeah.
shipping them all over the country. And then COVID started, and we were already in that phase of making deals sight unseen and shipping cars before COVID. So we were already like a little bit ahead of the game.
That
So,
was in your niche.
yeah.
And then, so that kind of got you ready now.
Yeah.
Because now you're out on your own.
Yeah. Now I'm out on my own, kind of doing my own thing still with cars.
What do you specialize in though? Do you have a specialty?
Not necessarily, kind of a little bit of everything, man. More cleaner, low mileage stuff. Because, like, I'm not really going anywhere and putting my hands on these cars.
Yeah.
Kind of just like buying them sight unseen, trusting the people, trusting that. Let me take this call.
Got to take that.
Yeah, I got to take that.
You want to wrap this up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up for a second.
All right.
Sorry.
It's all good. Thank you everyone for watching. See you soon.